Magneto. He is the end boss of X-Men, Children of the Atom, and a Marvel Comics character. His name is synonymous with the word supervillain and bad guy. But before the days of his stand against humanity, he was born Eric Lasher. Magneto's powers consist of, but not limited to, controlling the magnetic poles of the Earth to being able to rip the iron from the human body if he wanted to. He is an Omega level mutant, which makes him a God level opponent. Magneto's mission is very similar to Charles Xavier, as they both want what's best for mutant kind, with Charles assuming his role similar to Dr. Martin Luther King with the emphasis on peace. Magneto chose a path of violence, in which case lies closer to Malcolm X. He has Electromagnetic Disruptor and Magnetic Shockwave. And according to Jules' Marvel 2 tier list, he is currently the 4th ranking character in S tier. But even with his placement in the tier list, what is it that makes Magneto an insane villainous character? To understand this question, we need to watch today's episode of
Dad and Kids Play 1.
What's good, everybody? I'm Dad from Dad and Kids Play 1, and this is Magneto move list from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. We're going to go over all Magneto moves and discuss tips and strategies to help you learn to play the character better. Also, if you like these type of videos, then consider giving it a like and maybe a subscribe. Thanks. Before we cover the special moves, first let us take a look at the basic attacks. Okay, starting off this list is the Electromagnetic Disruptor, or the EM Disruptor. This move is Magneto's projectile attack. To do this move, do a half circle forward and press any punch button. To be honest, there's not much difference between the light punch and fierce punch variations, since they both have the same range and movement speed. Both versions of the move only score for one hit. The EM Disruptor is Magneto's standard projectile, and keep in mind that this move is very combo friendly. Also, this move can be done in MidAir. Use the EM Disruptor to zone and apply pressure to the opponent. Up next is the attack called the Magnetic Blast. This move is an aired projectile that Magneto can cast. To do the attack, do a quarter circle forward starting from up to forward, then press any punch button. The light punch and fierce punch versions are mostly different in both speed and range. The light punch version has more of a downward direction, as well as moving much slower than the fierce punch version. Use the fierce punch variation to attack the opponents from a distance. Another thing to consider is the fact that you can do this move multiple times from a super jump. Just keep doing it until you touch the ground. Apply the Magnetic Blast at the end of an air combo for great results. And just like with any other projectile, use this attack to zone and apply pressure to the opponent. This move is called Hyper Gravitation, or aka the Hyper Grav. To do the move, do a half circle back plus any kick button. I like to think of this move as a command grab, but with superior range and distance. The light kick version of the attack moves much slower and has less range than the fierce kick variation. The fierce kick variation is mostly full screen. Now, even though this move itself doesn't do any damage, it will catch and trap the opponent, in which case you choose what attack you like to follow up with. Even with all the pros this move has, remember that the Hyper Grav can be blocked, so be mindful of that. Also, the Hyper Gravitation can be done in MidAir. Okay, at its core, this move is Magneto's counterattack. To initiate, do a half circle forward plus any kick button. So in order to do this move right, you have to time it along with your opponent's attack. If you do it at the right time, Magneto will finish off the move with a single Shockwave. Again, you have to do this move in tandem with the enemy's attack. And the window is so tight, which makes this move very hard to use. I recommend using this move every now and then and not too often, since a failed magnetic force field will cause Magneto to be severely punished. Flying is one of Magneto's trademarks. In order to fly, do a half circle back plus both kick buttons. Magneto is very dangerous in the air, and also remember that he has access to just about all his moves in the air. Also, don't forget that Magneto can do an 8-way air dash while in midair. While the magnetic shockwave cannot be done in midair, the magnetic Tempest can, so keep that in mind. I feel like the 8-way air dash is more so a command normal, but I would speak on it here anyways. So some characters that can fly have the ability to air dash in any of the 8 directions on the joystick. To do so, press any of the 8 directions plus both punches while in midair. Also, keep in mind you don't have to fly to do the air dash. It's just that while you're flying, you can keep doing the air dash back to back. The triangle jump is an effective way to mix and cross up the opponent. To do the triangle jump, super jump, then quickly press down towards your opponent and both punches and hit fierce kick for a fast overhead attack to crouching enemies. If the enemy is blocking in the crouching position, their defenses will be penetrated. Magneto has 4 normal throws. Press forward and fierce punch to execute his fierce punch throw. Press forward and fierce kick to execute his fierce kick throw. Press forward and fierce punch in midair for an aerial fierce punch throw. Press forward and fierce kick in midair for an aerial fierce kick throw. Magneto has 2 launchers in the game. Press down and fierce punch for the standard launcher. And the other way to do it is by pressing light punch twice on the opponent. You can do Magneto's taunt by pressing the select button. Alternatively, hold light kick, then press start if you're playing the Dreamcast version. So, the first hyper I would like to cover is called a Magnetic Shockwave. This is a move where Magneto does a massive energy wave that travels along the ground. To do the move, do a quarter circle forward plus both punch buttons. This move can only be done on the ground. The Magnetic Shockwave is not combo friendly, and it's best to catch the opponent that's not in a corner for full impact and damage. This move is most likely Magneto's bread and butter hyper. The second hyper combo on the list is called the Magnetic Tempest. This is the move where Magneto will summon rocks to shoot at his foes. To do the attack, do a quarter circle forward plus both kick buttons. This hyper has decent startup time, and make sure to mash on the buttons to cause more hits and damage. This hyper can be done on the ground and the air. Also, make sure to use this move in tandem with the 8-way air dash. Here's what to expect when you use Magneto as an assist character. Magneto's alpha assist will shoot a fierce punch Disruptor. His beta assist will shoot a light kick Hyper Grav. And his gamma assist will do a crushing fierce punch launcher. Overall, Magneto is the original god of Marvel 2. Even though this version of the character is supposed to be a toned down variant of his X-Men Children of the Atom counterpart, Magneto is literally the best rushdown character in the game. And when you add his infinite into the mix, you can rest assured that his gameplay will become deadly. Now, I know I didn't cover his infinite, and I might do that in a later video. But there's many videos to showcase how it's done here on YouTube. Just look up Magneto's ROM Infinite. Besides having high damage with little defense, the only other con I can think of is the fact that Magneto has a steep learning curve and he can be very difficult to master. Well, with that being said, here are some tips to aid you on your quest with Magneto. By all means, use the 8-way air dash while flying or jumping. Speaking of dashing, Magneto has one of the fastest dashes in the game, if not the fastest. Use the dash to go to the opponent almost instantly. Learn Magneto's ROM Infinite and incorporate it into your rushdowns. Magneto's defense sucks and he can't take much damage, so keep the pressure on the opponent with rushdowns and jump ins. Whenever using Magneto as an assist, make sure to use the beta one, which is the light kick Hyper Grav. Well, that's it for this week's installment. And like I said before, please let me know in the comment section who you would like to see me cover next in the Marvel and Capcom series. I'm Dad Mishima from Dad and Kids Play 1.
Hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next game. Peace out.